everyone, my name is Alyssa with AmadorArts, and today I'm going to be showing you kind of an Etsy how-to video, so how to start up an Etsy account and how to create your own shop, and hopefully show you some tips and tricks that you didn't already know for creating your Etsy shop. And then I'm also going to show you one of my more successful Etsy shops to kind of give you ideas of what you can do to hopefully get your shop seen and get some sales. All right, so I hope you enjoy.
So you're going to start out by going to the Etsy homepage. From here, you're going to want to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. And in the Sell menu, you're going to find the button for Sell on Etsy. You're going to click on that. Once you get to this page, it's going to give you some information, and then you're going to go down to Open Your Etsy Shop. Here you can enter either your email address, like I'm doing right now, or you can continue with your Google, Facebook, or Apple account. Then from here, you're going to put your name in, and then you're going to make a password. Once you create your account, you're going to want to go to your email address and confirm your account. You won't be able to do anything until you do this first. Once you do that, you're ready to click the Sell on Etsy button at the top of the bar. And then you're going to start opening your Etsy shop. So here you're just going to fill in the shop preferences that you want. And then you can answer this little survey. And now it's time to name your shop. So you're going to want to make a name that is unique. And I'm just going to use my name and studio. And that's available, so I'm going to save and continue. For this tutorial, I'm only going to stock my shop with one item, but it's recommended that you at least add 10 items to your shop, if not more. That way you're going to get seen in the search a lot easier. You can add up to 10 photos, and I recommend you add as many as you can, different angles and different backgrounds. So I'm just going to start adding, and I think I only have 5 images right now that I'm going to be adding. So once those have added, you can drag and drop your images, and then you can also set one as the primary image, and you can look at them up close too. So to make it the primary image, you just drag and drop the image that you want to the very first spot, and then you can adjust your thumbnail. So if you want it to be zoomed in further, you can adjust that here, and then you save it. So once I've got my thumbnail where I want it, I'm going to scroll down, and then I'm going to make a listing title. Your title and your tags are going to be the most important elements as you're making your listing. So I want to add as many words as I can that is going to make somebody find this necklace. So I started out with the title of my necklace, which I've titled this piece Mermaid Talisman. And then I'm going to start filling in with some different words that I think somebody may search to find an item like this. So it's got a beach ocean theme, so I added that. I added what it's made out of. I added that it is a necklace. It also has aura quartz in it, so I'm going to add that as well. Then I'm also going to add a few other terms that I think somebody may look at if they're wanting this type of jewelry. So I'm just going to start filling in these boxes. So I'm going to put that I created it, it's a finished product, and I made it in 2019, so I'm going to check 2010 to 2019. And then when you get to the category box, you'll just start typing in what it is. So it's a polymer clay pendant. So I'm going to type that in, and then it's going to automatically generate some results for me. And then I'm going to select what it is here. So polymer clay pendant. And then it's going to have some more boxes you can check. It really helps to fill out as much boxes as you can. So I'm going to put that it's for women and girls. And then I'm going to go down here to what it's made out of. And I'm just going to find some boxes that apply to this. So it's made out of a seashell. So I'm going to look for the shell in here. And there it is. And then because it has labradorite, I'm also going to check stone. And Etsy even tells you that buyers love details, so definitely fill out as many boxes as you can. I know labradorite isn't in this list, but you can see the list here. If you do make something that's in this list, you'll want to check that. And then you can fill out the colors. I'm just going to probably going to put brown for this. Yeah, I'm going to go with brown. And then you can fill in a secondary color as well. I'm just going to put bronze. So now I need to fill out the necklace length. But before I do that, I'm going to go up here and just change this. I think if I add in fantasy, it will be more likely to be seen. So I'm going to add that. And then I'm going to go back down. And then I need to check what my necklace length is because I forgot. All right, so it is 24 inches. So I'm going to add that in here. And then I already know my pendant's height and width, so I'm going to add that in here. I highly recommend that whatever you sell, you do measure it and you list the size. And either here or you can list it in the description or both. Sometimes buyers don't always read, and so you definitely want to make sure that you have the size on there because they may expect something to be larger or something to be smaller. So it helps to have that on there so that they know the size. You can also take a photo along with a ruler to help people see the size of your item. And then I'm just going to go down these and just kind of check boxes for things that apply. And this cannot be personalized because it's already created. And then you could fill an occasion if you made something that had an occasion. Mine does not. Same thing with holiday. And then there's renewal options as well up here. I do mine automatic until they sell. And then I'm just going to type in a description here. You want to kind of sell your item, so I try to mention that all my pieces are one of a kind. That way people know that when they order a pendant from me, I have not made another pendant like it, and I'm not planning to make another pendant like it, so they do have a truly unique item when they buy from me. So I'm going to make sure that my description reflects that. And since this is a tutorial, I'm not going to go into too much detail with my description, but the longer the description, the better. But I'm just going to do kind of a simple description here. If you had somebody else helping you, like a fulfillment company, then you would put in a production partner up top, but I don't. So I'm going to move on to tags. And your tags are going to match your title. So the words that you use in your title, you're going to want to use in your tags. That way it makes you a lot easier to find in the search. It's something called search engine optimization. So it's really important. I suggest you look it up and make sure you're really comfortable and know what you're doing when it comes to search engine optimization, because that's what's going to get you found. So I'm going back up to my title just to remember some of the words that I used. And then I'm also going to change this. I think I'm going to add in, instead of the word themed, I could take that out, and I'm going to add an OOAK, and that means one of a kind. It's a tag abbreviation that people use on Etsy. It's kind of a common term, so I'm going to use that because I know that I use that term when I'm looking for something that is truly unique. And then I'm going to look back up here because I keep forgetting the words that I used. I want to make sure that I use the same words. And you want to use all your tags up. And then you can move down to materials, and then I'm going to list everything that this is made out of. And your materials and your tags can overlap, that's not an issue. I'm going to price this at 75, and then there's only one quantity. I'm not allowing restock requests because I'm only creating one. There's no variations to this item, no personalization. So then I'm going to go down to shipping. And so you can either enter it manually or have them calculate it. I just have them calculate it. And then you'll enter in your zip code where it's going to be coming from. And that way it can give you a rough estimate of how much it's going to cost to ship it. And then my processing time is 1 to 3 business days. And then down here you can select if you want to ship to the United States and worldwide. I'm only going to ship to the United States. So you go up and then you're going to uncheck the button that says all countries, and then it's going to automatically only select North America. And then I'm going to do free shipping. Etsy really tries to push free shipping, and if you don't do free shipping, you're going to have an extra fee every time that you sell something. So you'll want to, it's good to just add in your shipping costs into the price of your item rather than actually having a shipping cost. And then you can create a profile for this if you want to reuse it for other items. So now I have a shipping profile for free shipping to the United States. And so I'm going to select that. And then I'm going to enter in all the dimensions and the weight of my item. And here you can just preview the shipping price if you want to different locations. And so now my item's been added. So now that my listing is added, it's going to charge me a 20-cent listing fee. And I would normally add more to my shop, but since this is just a tutorial, I'm only going to add that one item. So then I'm going to go on to how I'll get paid. And so you just start filling in boxes. I'm obviously not going to show you this whole thing because I'm not going to show my payment information on here. So I'm just going to skip ahead from this and go on to the next page. But here's just a look at all the boxes you're going to have to fill out. And then when you're done, you'll just click Save and Continue. And then you'll go into Setup Billing. And here it'll show you the 20-cent listing fee on the right side there. And so you'll add your credit card here. And then once you're done, you can open your shop. All right, so now that your shop is open, you're going to want to start customizing this a bit. Adding things like your shop policies, adding a icon, adding a photo of yourself in the right corner there so people know who the shop owner is. So I'm going to click Edit Shop. So there's a lot of things that you can edit from this page. I'm going to show you the announcement first. So in here you can write different things, really anything you want. Like right now for my shop, I mention COVID-19 and whether or not it affects my shop, and to expect some shipping delays. And then you could add in updates here, add a video. I'll show you that on my Etsy account a little bit later. And then adding a story headline. I forgot to do that in this tutorial, but that is an important thing to add. And then you can edit shop members. And so people really want to see who you are and what you do, and you can add any credentials here. I'm going to add that I'm the owner, and then you can add in your own thing as well. So I'm going to add that I'm an artist, and I don't see it on here. And then you could just write a simple about me. And it helps people really to know who they're buying from. And then I forgot to add my image, so I'm going to go back and do that. So you can add a photo of yourself here. Then I'm going to click Save. And then you can add multiple people if there's anybody else that helps out with your shop. And then here are my shop policies. It'll automatically add in some policies. If you like those, you can publish them. If not, you can edit them. So I'm just going to show you kind of how you can edit things. So I'm going to add in that I do not do exchanges. And then items on sale, I'm going to check this box. You can add a privacy policy as well. I'm not going to do that in this tutorial. And then when you're ready, you can publish it. You can also add a featured listing here. You're just going to click Done. And then it's going to automatically fill in here the listing that I already have put on here because I only have one listing at the time. And then you can save that. And now when somebody goes to my shop, the first listing they're going to see is that one. And so if there's certain listings you want to highlight, you can add them to the featured items. And then I'm going to add a shop icon. So your shop icon can either be your logo, it can be a photo of something that you've created. I don't really suggest it being a photo of yourself, since you kind of want to highlight your shop in this section. And then you can adjust this the way that you want it. And then when you're done, click Save. For mine, I usually make logos, and I use a program called Canva to do the graphic design. It's got a lot of, if you're not really good with designing things, it's got a lot of templates that you can use, and so I find it really useful for me. And then you can add a profile photo here. I'm just going to add the same image that I used earlier. And then click Save. And then you can add a banner. You can choose what kind, if you want a bigger banner or a small banner. I'd also suggest using a program like Canva where you can create a banner. I like to use collages, but for this tutorial I'm just going to use that same image of the item that I've created. But I like to use collages, that way I can show different works that I've created. And then I always put my shop name in it as well. So I'll show you the one that I have on my other Etsy. Alright, so you add that there, and then it adds a bit more customization to your shop. And then I'm going to add that my shop is located in Pioneer. Then you can just look everything over, see if everything's the way that you want it. And then you can go down to frequently asked questions and just start filling in some things that you think people may ask you. So I don't offer gift wrapping, so I'm going to add that in here. Then as you go and you start selling, the more questions that you're asked from people, you can start adding them in here. You can add several different frequently asked questions. And then I'm just going to add one about custom products here. Let people know that they can contact me if they want something custom. And I decided I also want to add that custom orders cannot be returned or exchanged. Then I'll save that. Then if you're selling to Europe, you can add this in. I'm not selling to Europe, so I'm going to bypass that. And then you can view your shop. So this is the storefront that people are going to be seeing when they go to your shop. So it looks bare right now because I only have the one item, but hopefully you'll start adding some items and it'll start looking a lot better here. You should be starting to get some sales and admirers on here. And then people will also be able to see reviews from this page. All right, and so we're done with this. And so now I'm going to go over to my other Etsy. So my shop is called Gecko Cave Designs, and I sell different digital art that I've created on t-shirts and mugs and hoodies and stuff like that. So you can see that I've got a banner here that has some information about my shop and a photo of me. It's also got one of my lizards on my shoulder in the photo too. And then I've got a logo that I've created. And then hopefully you'll start seeing some sales by the time you've been at it for a little while. People can favorite your shop here. And so hopefully you'll have a lot more listings. They say the magic number for listings is around 100, so that's kind of what you want to have as your goal. You'll start getting found a whole lot more and start getting more consistent sales once you get around that number. I noticed that once I got around that number, I started getting pretty frequent sales. And so here's my announcement. I mentioned that so far I don't have any delay due to COVID. You just want to make sure that in your announcement you kind of touch on things like that. That way, in case I did have any shipping delays, the person is already aware of that. And so down here I could show you the video that I was talking about earlier. You can add a video of what you do. For this, I just kind of added a video that I created previously of me kind of showing how I do my work. And so it's just a compilation of screenshots that I put together, just so you can kind of see how I do my stippling to do my digital art. And then here is what I was talking about earlier. You'll want to fill in your story. And then you could put in this around the web section, your Instagram, Facebook, any other pages you may have that you want to link to. And then your shop members. I usually like to use my pets as my shop members. Since really it's just only me doing my shop. It kind of makes it a little bit more fun. So yeah, this is my storefront. Then I'm going to show you some things on here. So some of my listings expired, and that's why I have some featured items that are no longer here. So I'm going to add in some featured items here. So I'm just going to add some that are more popular. And then click done. Now you'll see that I have a full featured items bar. And when people search on mobile and they search for your shop, those featured items are going to pop up first as well. So it helps to use some items that you think are more likely to sell. Then you can go over here to orders and shipping. So from here you can view orders. You can also create shipping labels. And you could also create packing slips too. I recommend whenever you sell something to print out the receipt page. That way you have it for your records. And then here on your dashboard, it's going to have some information here. It'll show a little overview of your stats. And then the shop advisor usually gives you some information. And then your shop's checklist is going to be some things that you can do to improve your shop. So I'd recommend looking at that. So you're going to spend a lot of time on your dashboard page. You can also see here things that people have favorited from your shop. So let's move on to marketing. And And so you can create Etsy ads that'll make your listings go to the top of search bars. You can create a custom web address if you wanted to. There's a thing called Etsy Plus that allows you to do that. And so you can set up ads to be just $1 a day if you wanted to. I don't usually use ads. I usually find that I don't do as well when I do ads. I get a lot of clicks, but not as many sales. So you can try it out, but the only problem is that because it takes money away whenever you get clicks, you may get a lot of clicks and no sales. You can also do Google ads. I've heard that those perform a little bit better. But here I'm going to show you how to create a coupon. And so you can run a sale, create a coupon, set up offers. I'm just going to show you how to create a coupon here. So say I wanted to give 10% off. And I'm going to do this for my polymer clay pendants. And I'm not going to send it as a thank you. I'm just going to do this as an example, so I'm only going to do a duration of 1 day. And you can create a custom coupon code. I recommend making it something that's not as easy to figure out if you're not just going to give this code to anybody. So like sometimes I'll make some free shipping codes for people that I know that I'm probably going to just be bringing it to them. So I'll create a free shipping code for them, and so I'll make it something that nobody's just going to guess very easily. And then I'm going to want to find the polymer clay jewelry. So now people can get 10% off of these items if they use this code. And then there's a URL you can use if you want to give that to people. Then you can copy the link, you can post it on your Facebook page for your business or anywhere else that you want to. So you can exit when you're done with that, and then down at the bottom of the page you can view the coupons that you have active. I'm not going to show you that because I have an active coupon that I don't want people to see because it's for somebody who won a giveaway. So otherwise I would show you that area. Then you can either create new special offers up top. I'm going to go and show you the listings here. So from this page you can view or edit your listings. You can add a star, as you can see, and that little gold star means that it's one of my featured items. And then from here you can listings that are expired, you can renew them, and so I'm going to show you that now. And here's all the different options that you have here. So I'm going to view my expired listings. And then I'm going to see which ones that are expired that I'm going to want to reactivate. And I'll just start selecting the boxes. Certain ones, like my seasonal items, I'm not going to reactivate right now until it gets closer to that season. So like the Christmas leopard gecko shirt that you see down there, I'm not going to activate that one right now. And then there's a few listings down below I'm not going to activate either because I really didn't have many sales for those. So you can either delete them or you can leave them if you want to add them again later. And then when you're done, you're going to go to renew, and then it'll show you all the listings that you want to renew, and then how much it's going to cost you to renew them all. And it's 20 cents per listing. Then here you can go to your payment account. So here I'll be able to see the listings that I renewed. It'll show down here fee and tax of 20 cents for the ones that I've renewed. And every time you either make a sale or you renew something, that balance is going to change, so it can go up or down on the side there. And the balance total at the top of the screen that you saw is the amount of money that's going to be deposited to me. So here you can see different things like orders and the fees for those orders. So there's a transaction fee, and then there's a shipping fee because I don't have free shipping set on my account for certain items. And then there's also that listing fee. So when I sell something that is going to be relisted automatically, it's going to charge me that 20 cents as well. And now if you go to the integrations page, you can see some different apps that you can use along with your shop. So like these ones are for marketing and promoting your shop. There's listings down below that kind of help you with like Etsy SEO. Then managing your bookkeeping and taxes. And then down here you can also see Square. You can integrate Etsy with Square, that way you can sell in person. And Square, they should give you a free reader if you go there. I got a free reader about a year ago, so I believe they're still doing that. That way you can just hook it up to your phone, and then you can take orders from your phone. You just swipe the person's card. So another thing I suggest is making social media pages for your business. So like here I have my Facebook page, and I've got my logo on here. And so by making this page, people can share my work. I can invite people to like it. I can post updates on products that I just recently listed, and then people can click on that link. This way I reach a broader audience. You can also see how many people it reached, how many engagements the post had, which is people that liked it, people that clicked on it, looked at the photo, clicked on the link, things like that. So by doing this, since there's more people on Facebook than there are on Etsy, this is a way for me to reach out to people who may not have an Etsy account yet, and hopefully will make an Etsy account if they're interested in my work. You can also do things like host giveaways on your page, which I've done before, and I find that it helps generate a lot more likes. So I want to touch on SEO, search engine optimization, again, and give you a little bit more information about it. So here you can see the home and living section. Here's some listings that are most popular. And so there's a reason why they're getting seen more. Part of it is the photos are clear and show the item. They also have appropriate tags for what they're selling. That way people can find them more easily. Another part of it, obviously, is that people are having a good experience with their shop. And that also has to do with customer service is important too. So I'll just use one of these as an example to show you. See, this person has tags that are clearly defined for that product. That way people will find it by searching all these different tags. And so I'm going to click on this one. And then it hasn't loaded yet, but you can see that they're making full use of their photos over here. So even though they're not loaded, you can see that they're using all these different photos here. And you can see their photos look very professional. They're not cluttered. You can get a thing called mock-ups done, which I think is what these are mock-ups of it, where they can add their image into different pictures so people can see what it's going to look like in a home. You can also have somebody who does professional photography take photos of your work. You can also do it yourself. You can buy a light box if you're selling something smaller. So by getting a light box, you can have a white background or a black background or whatever background you want. That way it really takes the focus off the background and puts the focus on your item that you're selling. And so you can see this person has used images that also have text on them. That way people who aren't really reading the description will hopefully read these, since some people are more visual and just want to see photos and they don't always pay attention to the text. So that way if it's in the photo, hopefully they will read it. Especially since that particular listing was an instant download. They want to make sure that people know that it's an instant download. So hopefully you will be able to search your item and have it come up on the search results if you have proper SEO. So like here I can see my frog pillow. So the ultimate goal is that you can be found more easily, such as this. You can invest in Google Ads too, but like you can see with this listing, you really don't have to if you have proper SEO.
Okay, so I hope this video taught you something new today, and I hope it's kind of made Etsy a little bit easier for you to understand and inspired you to want to open up a shop on Etsy. I really enjoy it. I feel like it's a way for me to sell more than I would normally in person, because I really don't get a lot of in-person sales. Nowadays, a lot of people order online, and especially right now with what's going on in the world, more people can't really go to stores to buy stuff, and there's a lot of events that people would normally sell their art at that are getting canceled. So I really would suggest trying to find a platform that works for you. That way you can sell your art online and hopefully start making some sales, start getting the word out there that your business is online now rather than in person. So next week I'm going to be doing a video on blackout poetry with the local newspaper, so stay tuned for that, and I hope you will like us on Facebook, and we also have an Instagram page for AmadorArts as well. Bye!